The Access Fund keeps climbing areas open and conserves the climbing environment. Right now we've got a great opportunity to start conserving climbing areas on a scale that we've never done before.
I've been very fortunate that over 5 decades I've been able to enjoy the pristine areas of the American wilderness. And I think it's important that the coming generations get to enjoy those areas for the next 50 years.
Growing up in rural Alaska, I was in the landscape 100% of the time and fell in love with that feeling of being in such a huge place. And I strive to do that still in my adult life.
For me, one of the things that's so special about climbing is just having the opportunity to be in such beautiful places. And I think that kind of gives you a natural motivation to just take care of these places because they are so special and they give us so much.
I think it's really important for the young people today to have a passion about being outside so that they can have this ease of being with the land, and then they can play in it, and then they can live in it, and then they can protect it.
When I first started, I took for granted that we had access to these beautiful wilderness areas. And more and more these days you hear about closures, so I'm very glad that the Access Fund is defending wilderness areas and recreation for climbers, hikers, and just being out in nature.
The Access Fund started out of necessity. We had to have an Access Fund because climbing areas were getting closed. They just quietly get gobbled up and disappear. And that's why we have to have some way of trying to acquire these areas before we lose them.
We are a local climbing organization from Southeast Kentucky, but we have national support. We're looking to continue to purchase property to preserve it for future generations and for climbing and mountain biking and bird watching and other user groups. There's a constant presence of oil companies in our area, and without the Access Fund to help us preserve this property, we wouldn't have access to it.
We have the Access Fund to watch our backs. We have the Access Fund to deal with the individuals who are in policy, who are making the calls about the access.
Over our history, the part of our program that has been the hardest to maintain and really do the way we want to do has been land acquisitions, conservation easements, really acquiring or opening up climbing areas that have been closed. That's because it takes resources, it takes money. You can't start with just a few bucks and go out and talk real estate, unfortunately. So we're launching the land conservation campaign to address this long time shortage.
All right, here's what we need.
We're depending on individual donors to make this campaign successful.
We need some cake, people.
We need support from everyone, and every gift is important.
So what we're going to give you the opportunity to do is to fund acquiring land, a sanctuary, if you will, a place away from the madness where you go and simply exist. Thanks to your humongous donation.
We need your support right now so that we can get out there and get to work at identifying the climbing areas with the highest potential and get them into safe hands. And every day that goes by that we don't have the fund established is a day that we might be missing an opportunity.